What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're delving into a topic that might surprise you: the top 3 jobs where women are more likely to cheat. By the way, if you're a woman watching this, I apologize for any trigger sparks that this video may cause. However, we move. So today we're delving into a topic that might surprise you: the top 3 jobs where women are more likely to cheat. You might be wondering why certain professions lead to higher rates of infidelity, and we're going to explore that together. We will look at some interesting statistics and research studies to understand why this happens. So let's get started. Chapter 1: the surprising findings. First up, let's talk about the finding. Research has shown that women in specific jobs are statistically more likely to cheat. The top 3 professions are nurses, teachers, and female prison guards. It's important to note that this doesn't mean every woman in these jobs will cheat, but there are patterns that researchers have noticed. For example, a study found that nurses often work long hours and deal with high stress situations. This can create emotional connection with co-workers or even patients, potentially leading to infidelity. Chapter 2: why nurses? Now let's talk about nurses and the surprising connection to infidelity. I have to admit, me personally, I've dated a few nurses in my time, and to be honest, I always thought they were some of the most loyal people. In my opinion, I figured they were just too busy with their demanding jobs to think about cheating. So it's interesting to see that this profession appears on the list of those more likely to cheat. You see, recent data from a UK-based dating site for married individuals reveal that female nurses make up the largest proportion of its female users. This suggests that they may be more likely to pursue affairs compared to women in other professions. The site highlights long shifts, emotional pressures, and high workplace stress as possible reasons for this trend. However, psychologists point out that intense careers like nursing can lead to emotional disconnection in relationships. This disconnection can leave some nurses more susceptible to seeking intimacy elsewhere. Multiple studies and surveys indicate that nurses are among professions most likely to cheat. For instance, a peer-reviewed study found that 21% of doctors and nurses reported having been unfaithful. However, men were about 4 times more likely to be unfaithful than women. Night shift workers also strongly associated with higher infidelity rates. Surveys targeting female medical professions revealed that 23% of female doctors and nurses admitted to having affairs, making them the leading group among women in these surveys. Another recent study and media reports suggest that female nurses are statistically more likely to cheat than women in other professions, which emotional stress and demanding work environments being contributing factors. While exact rates can vary by study, the overall consensus is that nurses, especially those working long hours or irregular hours, report higher rates of infidelity compared to many other professions. This highlights the unique challenge they face in balancing their demanding jobs with their personal relationships. Chapter 3: teachers and emotional connections. Next, let's discuss teachers and their connections to infidelity. Studies and surveys show that teachers are among the professions most likely to cheat on their partners. One survey found that 13.7% of people in education, like teachers, professors, or lecturers, admitted to being unfaithful, making their second most profession for cheating after recruitment and HR. Additionally, teachers and healthcare workers are often mentioned as having high rates of workplace affairs. A 2023 study focused specifically on married teachers found that those who were less satisfied in their marriage were more likely to cheat. The study also indicated that unrealistic or negative beliefs about relationships, known as interpersonal conjunctive distortions, were linked to a higher tendency to cheat. It's important to note that while these studies reveal trends, they do not mean that all teachers are likely to cheat. Instead, they show that these professions appears more often in self-reported infidelity data compared to many others, highlighting the challenges teachers may face in their personal lives. Chapter 4: Female prison guards and the unique challenges. Finally, let's talk about female prison guards. While they aren't official statistics showing that female prison guards are more likely to cheat on their partners compared to other jobs. However, recent data from the UK highlights a concerning rise in inappropriate relationships between female prison officers and inmates. In the past 3 years, 29 female officers in England and Wales alone were fired for having relationships with prisoners, which is a significant increase from just 9 in the previous 3 years. At HMP Berwyn alone, 18 female staff members were either sacked or resigned due to these affairs over 6 years. It's important to note that these incidents represent relationships with inmates rather than infidelity with outside partners. While some sources claim much higher rates, like 95% in viral videos, these numbers are not backed by credible evidence. The documented increase is misconduct specifically relates to relationships within prison settings, not general cheating behavior among prisons. However, these stats can be debatable. Conclusion. In conclusion, while these professions, nurses, teachers, and female prison guards show higher rates of infidelity, it's essential to remember that not everyone in these jobs will cheat. Factors like stress, emotional connection, and the nature of their work environment play significant roles in these statistics. Understanding these dynamics can help us recognize the challenges faced by individuals in these professions. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's important to take everything we talked about into consideration. If you're a man navigating the dating scene, especially with women in professions like nursing, teaching, or even as prison guards, it's wise to be aware of the unique challenges their jobs can bring to relationships. After all, those long hours can lead to emotional connections with colleagues, so it's good to keep an eye on things like a hook. Nah, just joking. But maybe with a sense of humor. Just remember, you might want to joke around with your friends about how they not just competing with their girlfriends for attention, but also with her co-workers who share those late night shifts. But in all seriousness, being aware of the demands of their jobs can help you understand the world better. Just be mindful that these factors could affect your relationship. Communication is key, so discussing how they work impacts your time together is essential. Ultimately, it's all about you and what you're comfortable with. And it's all about balance at the end of the day, right? And creating a strong connection, even when life gets busy. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. And I hope this gives you some food for thought in your own dating journey. With that being said, thank you for joining me today. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you seen any of these trends in your own life? I'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more engaging discussions. See you next time.